a green unit. Not what you'd normally think of being viable. But we've fully mastered these bad boys. And they're ready to throw. And by God, they throw. 64 javelins in 3 seconds. A never-ending torrent of jav. But let's take a look into this 105 leadership Javelin Militia and see, is it worth it? So, here's my Javelin Militia. We're fully mastered. We got some okay doctrines. But first, let's look at the Vexancy line. We're going to go top. And because it's an older unit, it's got one of those really strange Vexancy lines that's basically only gives you one option. Because if we look down here, you've got decreases the unit's food consumption. That's very useful. And then we've got decreases losses in open world battles by 20%. I mean, yeah. I mean, how can you do without that? And then the last point reduces the unit's resupply cost. So these are all extremely pointless. So, yeah, basically top line is mandatory. So we don't need to dive into this too much, really. So let's move on to the Doctrines. Doctrines, we've got a Hero Damage 1 Doctrine, a nice little 10% ammo, a Breakthrough, a Javelin Doctrine, increased ammunition by 20, and Javelin damage by 250. Javelin Attack, Javelin Block Break is increased by 200 and piercing by 60. So it's okay. It's not the best. We probably could go slightly harder with these, but I think this will do for the green Javelin Militia, to be honest. And then in the Mastery, if we're looking at this, your first nodes will increase your piercing damage by 160 and your piercing penetration by 200. The effects you get increases Javelin armor penetration against infantry by 600. That's really nice. And then a nice little added bonus increases Javelin damage against cavalry by 600. Efficient, when ordered to charge, the unit throws an additional Javelin. This does not consume ammunition. That's really, really nice, actually. And basically, this combined with Breakthrough, that's guaranteed block break and concuss enemies. This actually works on the Javelin throw that they do here. It's not just there when they hit with the charge. The Javelin throw they do with Efficient sort of counts as the charge as well. So you'll notice in some of the clips when we do a charge, the Javelin seriously breaks through the through shield walls, and yeah, does a hell of a lot of damage. We've got to keep in mind that this is a green unit. This is the first green unit we're sort of covering for a long time. So, but just, yeah, they fight way above their pay grade, especially when they're fully mastered out. So, yeah, that's looking good. And let's just have a look at the stats quickly. If we go to the stats, we've got about 9,000 health. There's 32 models. They're relatively fast when you've got the sprint that you get in the Vexancy line. It's actually really useful to get them to you as quickly as possible. Piercing pen, we got 1500. Piercing damage, 1163. Doesn't sound like much, but actually hits a lot more than you would imagine for that kind of low level. And then obviously no defense at all. So let's get into some clips. Okay, so we are pushing A here, and I'm going to start out doing sort of the generic Jav sort of thing without using their charge ability. We're just going to be using just their throw and just trying to get rid of some of that range from distance. And it was super surprising to me how far these guys can throw, being that they're loosely related to Imperial Javs. They're sort of the green version of those. Without the kind of good formation or without like the shield wall formation or any of that, but they're meant to be the melee version that is basically what Imperial Javs are. And Imperial Javs have a good enough throw, but it's not as good as these guys. These guys really can get some range on it and much more like Javelin Sergeants in terms of the arc of their throw. That was actually pretty cool to be able to lob it pretty far. And the amazing thing is the actual the damage that guys put out is really quite high. Granted, it's against a lot of range, but still. But now we've decided to come in and use the charge ability with a throw, and combined, it's such a potent mix. It really hurts. So you first go in with a throw that gets blocked, but then you go in with the charge, and it doesn't get blocked. I think it cannot be blocked. And now we're in a bit of a hard spot because we are being chased after and scorpioned and all that. And obviously, this being a green unit, scorpions and fire is very deadly to it. So I'm ignoring this one in front of me, and I'm trying to get the range at the back. I don't think I managed to reach them there, but we're going to go for a little charge now and see what we can pick up with that. We initially go in with the throw, then follow it with a charge that really puts a sort of hail of javelins out that I'm really enjoying. Actually, it feels obviously very different to Imperial Javs. That's my favorite unit, but yeah, it's that charge catches people out a lot of the time, and just the range is incredible. So just going to pop it down on these on those archers down there and just drop it on top of them. It's going to get us a few kills, but that'll be the end for that clip. Now we're moving on to defending C here, and again, just with the normal throws for now, that, as I said, do a surprisingly high amount of damage for a green unit. This unit's somewhat more of like it's a shock troop, but like a Jav shock troop, especially when you use the charge. You can like be a shock troop from range. Must have hit a full group of archers there because just suddenly picked up 10 kills from nowhere with that throw. So we're going to go for a little another throw straight into a charge and see what we can pick up. Hitting those Fenris wasn't the best one there. Send these back to the point, and that is something you will be doing a lot with these. They do not hold many Javs, and from the rate you throw them out, they really they eat them. We get the condos there, a little group taken out in a throw, and it's amazing how quickly, like, you just basically in 2 seconds you're putting out something like 64 Javs or something like that. That is it's a lot. It's a really large amount and a lot of damage, and the amount of heroes that it catches off guard is amazing. I didn't really, before I did this, I mean, look at that block break right there. That was a group of Iron Cap shields there. I don't know if they're mastered or not, but that was huge damage. So yeah, it's a unit that I slept on for a long time and didn't actually go and get or mastery, and then I decided, you know what, let's take a look at these because I wanted another Jav unit that was really cheap to use, and being that these are 105 leadership, really worth 105 leadership. So thoroughly enjoying them. Definitely worth having a go if you've got some spare scrolls of mastery. They don't cost much to fully mastery out, and it's so satisfying doing the double throw because you can pick up so many kills. And then this time I just let the charge actually hit. Normally I don't let their charge hit. I just throw, then charge, let them throw during their charge, then bring them back so I don't lose them. So we do miss out on the initial hit with the sort of end hit with the charge, but actually I think I'm quite happy with just getting the extra bonus and keeping them, and then throwing them in again and doing another charge, because if you let them hit combat, they probably will die, to be honest. They probably will die. Managed to pick up a little hero kill there. Oh, this guy into another hero kill. We've only got a few left, about 7 of them left, but and then we're just going to let them melee on. Their melee is pretty. It's not bad for a green unit, but it's still a green unit at the end of the day. And on that game, we got 2 heroes and 84 units. So it was really nice, really nice. And now moving on to the last game here, we're going in mid game, going for an ult into a jab throw, and yes, it still works with these guys. And then we do a charge throw. They're trying to push on our supply point. Hit them again with another throw. Managed to get up to what maybe 16, 17 kills there and a hero. Unfortunately, we're getting dropped on by some coconut throwers. Going to pull them off the point and then try and get a jab throw. That one random jab, I think, hits one of the ball throwers up top there, so that's nice. Moving on, we are on A point and just going for a few little throws, just trying to keep them at bay and yeah, get some damage down. And down the corner here, I see a few mace sergeants, so we're going to go in and see what we can do against those. Into a throw, into a charge, and I think we get a good portion of the stack of mace sergeants there just from a double throw. That's really, really nice. Yeah, loving this unit. Probably going to be using this unit most of the season, just as that sort of fill-in unit. If I've got 105 leadership left, 100% these guys are going in the warband. I think the value you get out of them, especially with how long their throw is, being able to just get some range at the back there. So like that range sitting there. I think we actually missed the range and the jabs go up and hit the coconuts up top there. That's quite lucky. But yeah, it surprised me. Definitely surprised me. And now we're just sort of looking around for the next fight. I'm trying to see if I can potentially hit those archers just hiding in the gateway there. But obviously the arc of the jab, as flat as it does seem on these guys, when you start going very long distances, the arc does tend to jump up slightly. But we are getting kills in. You know, we do land a bit of damage. No kills from that one, but we land some damage. I think they've got a lot of shields there. That's a bit unfortunate, but we're just going to try and use our ammunition stack and see what we can get. They don't seem to be pushing from too many places. I'm having a look at supply right now, seeing what they've got over this side. That we're going to go in for a nice little dual blade into throw. That's obviously still possible with these guys. You just don't have you couldn't pick it out of a group like you can with the Imperials and the Jav Sergeants when you got the pinpoint marksman accuracy one. That, you know, it's a shame that they don't have it, and I would have quite liked to see that in the mastery potentially. But, you know, I can't complain. This mastery is pretty damn good. So we've sent them to the point, back to the supply to fill up, and then I'm looking at the supply here, and yeah, it's looking like they're starting to push our supply. So on the way to bringing these guys back, we're going to head down there and see what we can pick up. And they're pushing it quite hard. They're pushing quite hard, and I'm sort of realizing this will probably be the end for my men if the guys on the stairs don't hold for a huge amount longer. And so we go in with the throw, go in with the charge, and I actually just let them charge. That I don't know if it was the right thing to do there. I probably should have pulled them back. But that sort of spells the end for them. There's a few left, and we're going to go for a throw or two, but essentially there is not enough there to keep us going. So that is the end of them. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Javelin Militia, and by God, they're damn good. For a green unit at 105 leadership, the damage they can put out is incredible. I definitely slept on this mastery for too long. Didn't get to it, but it is 100% worth doing. 100%. I'm going to be using them most of this season as my sort of filler last unit in my warband, or the one I start with potentially. Just the damage they put out. It's like a ranged shock troop, so it feels slightly different to everything else before. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. If you like this sort of content, I'd really appreciate the sub. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.